Hello and welcome everyone to our last live video of season 2. Today with Jenny from Measure Mail on the topic why no-code email empowers marketing agility. Hello, Jenny.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being our guest speaker today. I really look forward to this session because mainly, we've been working with marketing automation and marketing departments since so many years now, and we've been seeing same issues all over again. So I really look forward to having you here today to unearth a little bit about, what other options there are in terms of marketing template creation and, how, a templated approach and smarter tools can really drive quite a significant difference to marketing teams. But before we dive into that, Jenny, you're just newly appointed CEO to Measure Mail, right?
Yes, I'm just a couple of months in.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Why Measure Mail? What's your background and what's your passion for email marketing?
Well, my background has always been in digital and marketing. My whole career is digital. I've run a few agencies and I ran my own e-commerce store for a number of years. But more recently, yes, I've started at Measure to help marketers basically increase the efficiency of their email marketing and produce better performing emails and effectively drive the bottom line for the business. And one of the reasons I'm really passionate about Measure is I'm actually a designer by trade. I studied design. And at the core of Measure Mail is this concept of building emails from a design system. And I think you'll see how it comes to life. A design system really enables consistency, but flexibility, and it's core to the product, and it's what makes Measure Mail special and unique.
Brilliant, really interesting. See, I learned something new here on live video, actually. Fantastic background. Thank you so much. And a little bit about Measure. So, where's the business located and what sort of, do you want me to open the presentation on that or?
Yeah, if you like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so awesome. We're based out of Australia, but our team is all over the world. We're in India and Middle East, Melbourne. So we're quite a distributed team, but based out of Australia. And Measure Mail's actually been around for a number of years. And now we've built it. It was built for a single client, which is Disneyland Paris, who've been using it for a number of years. And now we're taking it to market to get other businesses to reap the benefits of the tool that we've built.
Brilliant.
So
keen to hear more about it now.
Great. So Measure Mail is all about email creation at speed and scale. Next slide. And I guess, like you, Anita, what we find is marketing teams are continuously being challenged by a number of things. They need to be more responsive to market changes, and COVID really brought that to life. They need to perform better. They need to do more with less. So marketing budgets are either constrained, you need to do more, automate more things, less people, and marketing teams generally just need to be more competitive. Their products and services need to be more competitive. So marketers are definitely challenged continuously. Next slide.
Yeah, and I can fully concur to that. I mean, we've been talking to a lot of marketing departments, and it's cross industries as well. It doesn't matter whether you're a retailer or in the public sector or financial services industry or higher education, right? I feel like everyone has the same pressure. So I fully agree with your comments on here.
Yeah. And within the marketing mix, what we definitely find and continuously ask and always get the same answer is email really is still the highest converting channel for most businesses, if not all. So it doesn't matter if you're in retail or B2B, email is definitely the highest converting channel. So it's still really, really important to businesses.
Yeah, I agree to that as well.
But yeah, we find with email's really tricky, right? So marketers really struggle to meet demand because email, the content and the delivery, and there's so many aspects to an email that are really important to get right. And we find with a lot of businesses, it takes a really long time. So from briefing to actually getting the email out takes up to 2 to 3 weeks per email, which means your agility and your ability to respond to market is not good enough. I still find lots of businesses still hand coding emails in 2022, which you don't need to do that anymore. There are tools out there. You don't need to rely on HTML developers. We have the tools, and Mashamail will certainly show you how that can be done. I find a lot of businesses using templates that were created, 5 years ago, still using the same templates, and they're just scared to update those templates because they don't want to break them, or they don't have the capacity. You find these manual processes don't scale. So if you have a centralized marketing team with multiple business units, the demand from the business is high, but because these processes are still very manual and tedious, the marketing team just can't meet the demand, and to scale, they have to add people and time and money, which is the opposite of what they're being asked to do, which is to do more with less.
Yeah, very interesting points. And the other thing, Jenny, what we see a lot as well is that often, templates are created and then they're untouched for years, right? They're very text heavy, they're very static, they're very little dynamic, interactive or personalized elements in it. So there's a lot of that, in the market as well.
That's exactly right. Yep. Yeah, so Mashamail can help solve a lot of those problems. Next slide. So with Mashamail, you can create high quality emails in minutes, not weeks, and you don't need code. So this is one of the core benefits. Speed to market with high quality emails is the core.
Amazing.
So how does it work? So we have a library of modules that are pre-built in the tool. And from those modules, you can build 95% of any email layouts that you could possibly think of. The modules are really flexible. You can mix and match them. They're all pre-device tested, so we know they work on Outlook, and we know they work on Mac, and we know they work across all devices and all email clients. They're responsive, so they're perfectly designed to be responsive. They're accessible, and they're consistent. And what I mean by consistent is they're designed to a grid, so everything is pixel perfect and aligned within the module set, so that you can create a pixel perfect email. You can't kind of mess up the layout. So with these modules, you can create any email that you want, really, and we'll show you how.
Sounds awesome. So I was just asking about how customizable are those templates?
Exactly. Yeah. So with the module set, we also have this concept of a style guide where you can manage your brand, and this is where the whole design system comes into play. So we have you can have multiple style guides in the product, so you can have multiple different styles. But here we're showing one style guide, and what you can do is you can upload your logo, change your color palette, make your buttons look the way and feel the way you would like them to, customize all your typography and your heading and body styles, and a whole slew of other things, and padding, a whole slew of things to make the emails look like your brand, but with the same set of modules. So let me show you how that actually works in person.
Yeah, awesome. I'd love to see that.
So here you see a view of the product, and in the middle you have a template email, and on the left there you see all the modules. So these are all the modules that come out of the box, and you'll see they just have a very boring blue, black and white branding at the moment. So what we'll do is we'll go to the style guide section. Let's choose McLaren for fun, and change the color palette, update the logo, and see if we can make those modules look more like a McLaren branded modules. So you can see here, as you change the colors on the left, the email display, or this sample email on the right, is changing to reflect the colors and the choices that you're making on the left. So this is just giving you a sample of what your modules will be updated to look like once the style guide has been set. So here you can see you can change your buttons to be thinner or fatter, to have rounded corners or not rounded corners. And so once you've got your style guide all set, it all automatically saves, then you can create a campaign, and you can see how quickly it is that you can build an on-brand email with a set of modules that looks completely custom to your brand. So here you can see that same template that we were looking at before. You can see all the modules on the left have been updated to be the color palette of McLaren, and that sample email in the middle shows how all those modules are also branded. Then you can add your imagery and add your content, and you can imagine how quickly you can actually get set up and going with this tool using the templates and the style guide combo.
Pretty impressive. So basically, you know, if an organization sort of has like a change in, I don't know, logo or colors or style guide,
exactly right.
You just need to go into that sort of master tool and can change it, and it automatically ripples through all the templates. Yeah,
that's exactly right. We also find people use the style guides for, you know, a Christmas style or even a Valentine style. So if their brand is normally yellow, but they'd like to do a Valentine's email, and they do the same thing every year, they create a red, you know, a red flavored template or style guide, I should say. And then, so you can create as many style guides as you want, and you can have, even within one brand, you could have multiple styles, but there's also many brands out there who are multi-brand. If you think about cars, you know, one car company has multiple brands for each of their cars. So they would have different color palettes and style guides for each car. Like so here you can see, like this is the new McLaren, and we've actually gone ahead and actually added some imagery. We've added a countdown for the release date, for example. Actually, that's a video that's embedded in that example. So you can see, just by adapting the style guide and using the modules, you can have an email that looks completely different and completely on brand for you within minutes, literally minutes.
And here you have the countdown timer and the video in the same email template.
Yes, correct. Yep.
I mean, also, you know, I also know for a fact that, you know, statistically seen, you have emails which have moving elements in it, like a video or a countdown timer. You know, they have a much higher click-through rate than just a static email.
Yes, so I
love that stuff.
Yeah, they definitely drive more engagement. So to your point, we have personalization built in, so you can use your merge tags. You can say happy birthday, Jenny. And we have these advanced modules that you won't find in ESPs or your marketing clouds for countdowns, which are really great for auctions or product releases. We've got video, which is very engaging in an email. Calendar, weather. We have a client that runs a theme park, and they use the weather app feature quite a bit. Personalized images, you can see the Disney example on the right there, where it says happy birthday, Jenny. That's actually a personalized image, and timed images as well. So there's a whole lot of capability built into Masher that really can improve the performance of your emails really, really significantly. And all you do is drag and drop that module in, configure it, and you're done. No
Absolutely
code required.
Amazing. I love it. My mind is thinking about the weather.
Yeah.
with all those crazy weather we have across Australia, that might be a very handy one.
Yeah, it's pouring down right here right now.
Yeah.
So Masher Mail does all of that, and it works with your ESP. So it doesn't replace any of the capabilities that your ESP has. All your list management, all your automations, all your customer information is retained in your email service provider or your marketing cloud. Masher Mail connects to your ESP with an API, and all Masher Mail does is the design and build of the email, and then it sends the HTML with one, you save your email, you hit publish, and it goes into your marketing cloud, ready for you to then assign it to the right list and then send it off. So it's one-click publishing, and works with almost all marketing clouds.
Absolutely amazing. And, for our clients who mainly are either on Oracle Responses or Oracle Eloqua at the moment, how easy is it to integrate into MeasureMail or to set up MeasureMail on top of an ESP?
Typically what you do is you go into your marketing cloud or your ESP, you get an ID or a username and a password, it depends on the ESP, from in that tool. And then in MeasureMail, it's just 3 or 4 fields. You put your ID, a username, password, or whatever the required fields are, and you hit connect and it's done. So it's really quite simple.
That easy. And then I guess from a usability point of view, we saw it's quite easy to use. So the assumption is also marketers kind of they can self-learn, or would Measure sort of offer some sort of introduction training to the platform when you onboard new clients? How does that work?
Yeah, we definitely provide both. So we have some clients who just get set up and going and don't need help because it's so easy to use, they're happy. Other clients, we have helped them set up their style guide, and also created some templates for them based on ones that they were already using, and designed some new ones, just to help them get going more quickly. And we meet with our clients regularly, minimum once a month, to check in with them, see how they're going, tell them about new features that are coming up, and get feedback from them about what they would like to see. So we're really engaged with our clients.
Yeah, awesome. That's good to hear. That's really good to hear.
So as you know, your ESP or your marketing cloud has an email builder built into it, but I tell you, it just doesn't cut it. I was talking to someone who's using Pardo just this morning, and everything in that top list, the email builders, are limited and hard to use. He was experiencing all of that. He was trying to build an email with the drag and drop builder. It wasn't rendering properly in Outlook. And then when he tried to view it in a responsive way for an email, the layout was all screwed up. It's just these drag and drop emails builders are really easy to break. And Masher's not a drag and drop builder, because Masher's built on modules. And those modules are already pre-tested and ready to go. They don't break. But when you're dragging in an image here and dragging in a button here and some text here, things start to break. And marketers they really struggle with it. And obviously these email builders, they don't have any of those advanced features like the countdowns. They don't have built-in device testing like we do. And the usability is poor. Those email builders in those marketing clouds have been designed for technical email developers and not for business users. And MeasureMail is designed for business users. So it's really, really easy. And I think one of the other things about these marketing clouds is sometimes in some of them, you actually need to know the specific code of the marketing cloud to be able to build templates in that environment. So you need specialist skills to even get up and running and get set up, build your own templates or modules. So you've got to pay for that, then you've got to wait for that to happen. Whereas with Masher, everything's out of the box. You apply your style guide and off you go.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. What's your estimate of, how much time is being spent on average for email HTML creation for anyone who doesn't have anything like MeasureMail? I know it's like a thing in there. I have a point of view, but I ask you first.
Yes. Well, I think it's not just the HTML. It's actually, what template do we want? What does it need to contain? Getting consensus on all of that, and then building the HTML template. You can spend half day to a day if you know what you're doing per template. But the problem is once that template then goes into your system, and if that specialist skill set goes away, your HTML developer goes away, how do you edit your template? Then you're kind of stuck with that template, and that's where you get stuck with it for 5 years because everyone's scared to touch it,
Yeah, and
so
I'm seeing it left and right center, right? It's an ongoing problem. So I see it. So really large organizations who, chose the center of excellence approach, who have a dedicated team who work together and push out those campaigns and they have all the skills in-house, right? They can do that really well without a tool like this. But what I see a lot of the time as well is that, you know, marketing departments actually being decentralized. Yeah, so you have different business units, each marketing department likely has different objectives, the need for fast turnaround times to have, you know, fast speed to market or address something what's happening or do a product recall, any of those things, right? Really require that sort of very fast turnaround time. And then I see a lot of the organizations really struggling with that. So, yeah.
Yep. That's exactly what Mail
leading
solves
to
for.
the next slide, yeah.
Yeah. So the benefits of using something like Mail is really massive. So you've got this centralized control where you've got your brand governance built into the style guide. We can manage user permissions, and the email quality is set. So they're already pre-tested modules, so you don't have any of those breaking problems. So you've got that centralized control. But what that enables you to do is actually decentralize the creation of emails. So you might be headquartered in Australia, but you might have a Tokyo office and a Belgian office. And using Mail, someone in the Tokyo office can build an email in Japanese, send it to their local constituents, but safely on brand using the tool. And the Belgian office can do the same. So what it does is, because business users or marketers can use this tool to create emails, you don't have to have that bottleneck of having all emails going through the design team or the marketing team, the centralized marketing team. It really enables more people to get involved so that you can create more capacity in your specialist skill sets, and also have more people creating more emails, which we find a lot of businesses say they would love to send more emails, they just don't have time or effort or headspace to do that. So that's a really big benefit that we find businesses have. And of course, you know, up to 80% reduction in creation time, like really huge savings and speed to market. Emails are always on brand, and emails are better performing because of all that security built in to all those modules, all being responsive and working on all browsers. And if you then add on top of that all those cool features like the countdown timers, then your emails using Mail will perform better than the emails that you're sending now.
So it's the two key marketing KPIs of reduce cost and improve efficiency, and marketing KPI or EDM, you know, performance overall. That's essentially what it boils down to. Absolutely super fascinating. I wanted to ask whether there's any audience questions. We have a few more minutes left on this call. So if anyone has any questions for Jenny or myself, please pop them in the chat now so we can address it. But I have a few questions actually, Jenny. So out of the box, how many sort of templates are there ready to go when a client chooses to go with Mesha?
Yeah, we have about, at the moment, I think we have about 35. We're adding to them all the time. We just did a release last night, so there's now more. So I think it's about 35. Our target is 50. We believe with 50 modules, we'll cover all emails that you ever really want to create. And those extra modules are all coming in the next couple of weeks. So
yeah, awesome. That's really exciting.
There.
And then, I mean, one of the things I've been seeing a lot as well with templates is they're very bogged down in terms of, the heading only can have like so many characters and whatnot. Is this the same with Mesha? Or how strict are your templates, I guess is the question.
Yeah. So that can be managed by the business. So you can have your templates quite flexible. So you can have the style guide apply to the modules, but you can allow people to change colors or change fonts if you like. On the flip side, you can have user permissions set whereby one of our clients has copywriters, and when they log into the system, the only thing that they can change is text in the email. So they can't change any colors, they can't change any images, they can't create emails. All they can edit is the copy. So you can have a lot of control or you can have less control. It's really up to how you want to set it up.
Yeah, I love it. So that's really good, because you may have different use cases, right, as the head office or the center of excellence. If you want to set up specific templates, and then you kind of can just distribute them to your outer posts.
That's right. Yeah.
For use, but you want to have the brain consistency.
Yeah, you want to give designers freedom, because they know what they're doing, to change the color palette and do different things. But you may not want to give a marketer that kind of power. You might want to restrict them to the style guide and call the designer in for anything special that they need. Yeah.
Awesome. And I also love the fact you have your 80% reduction in creation time. I mean, that's significant, right? If you think about, what marketers could do, the innovations marketers could drive with that extra time. Yeah. I mean, we're speaking to a lot of marketers, and I think the challenge is throughout the same. We've addressed it in the beginning of this session, is like everyone is so squeezed to perform, but everyone is so squeezed for time as well, and capacity in their team. So, if you can sort of create that space to think about innovation and the best next steps, and as an organization, what you can do to actually improve your marketing performance, I think it's kind of that ripple-on effect, right? Having a tool which frees you up like that.
Yeah, exactly right. More time on it enables you to have more time on strategy and less time on execution.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, absolutely great talk. Jenny, what's the best way for people to get in touch with yourself? Just on LinkedIn? Is this your preferred approach?
Yes, LinkedIn is fine. You can look me up, Jenny Oy, or you can email me, jenny@mashalab.com or jenny@mashalmail.com.
Perfect. Absolutely brilliant. Is there any last slides we want to share? Or I see there's a couple of more actually use cases. Maybe we can quickly cover them off. Sorry, I missed them.
That's okay. So as I mentioned before, Disneyland Paris that's one of our largest clients. They're sending over 150 email campaigns a month. So huge volumes. They've got 30 people in Masha Mail using the tool, with everything from marketers to designers to copywriters. They've got, because they're in Europe, they have someone in each location who edits the copy and makes sure that it's appropriate for the language that it's being sent in. So that and so they have a huge number of people, huge volumes of email. They're our largest client. You can see here that when they started with Masha Mail, they were able to send 6 times the amount of emails that they were able to before. Huge increase in engagement. And if you look at the next case study, which is quite different. This is a much smaller business. Gumbaya World is a theme park in Victoria. They're a much smaller business, but one of the benefits they got is they got an 80% reduction in agency spend. So prior to using Masha Mail, they relied on an agency to design and build all their emails. Now they do it all in-house on their own in the tool. And so they've saved a huge amount of money on their agency spend. And they also got increase in number of emails that they can create and increasing conversions as well, which is a key performance criteria for their emails.
So. Absolutely amazing. That's really the proof of, the success of Masha.
That's right. It's easier, faster, and safer.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much, Jenny, for your time today. It was an absolute pleasure talking to you today, and a really powerful tool. And I only can encourage everyone who is doing, marketing, email campaign creation on an ongoing basis, please do get in touch. It's an awesome tool.
Thank you. Thanks, Anita.
Thank you, Jenny.
Enjoyed it.
Have a good day. We talk soon.
Bye-bye. Bye.